You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at International City Theater for their presentation of Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Ty Mayberry, playing Tom Wingfield right now at the International City Theater, and it's, The Glass Menagerie is one of the best plays in American theater history, and I see why. There's sometimes cliches for a reason. It is a beautiful play.
Great. And which character you play again?
I play Tom Wingfield, the son to Amanda Wingfield and the brother to Laura Wingfield. Tom is a man who is torn between saving his sister and saving himself, and he has to make a very difficult decision in that, and he struggles with it constantly, and even at the end of the play he's haunted by the decision he does make.
I hear a lot of people say that Tom is he's actually Tennessee Williams in his early life.
Yeah,
and I noticed that you were actually kind of doing an imitation of Tennessee Williams.
That's great. There's a lot of parallels you can draw from the script to Tennessee's life, his sister, his mother, and the things he went through. And when it came to vocal quality, I did watch a lot of videos of Tennessee just to see what that vocal quality was, what that sound that great writers have sounds in their ears, and I just wanted to see what that great sound was that Tennessee had while he was writing the script as a very young man, and I picked up on some of that, and I took some things from his life that maybe are not in the script, but for me they definitely influenced who he was in the late 30s and early 40s, so I definitely brought Tennessee into The Glass Menagerie.
Yeah, I love that. I've never seen anyone do that. Usually they do Tennessee Williams with a very southern accent, or they do it very emotional, like something out of the Carol Burnett show. But yours is the first time I've seen someone do that, because it was like the author was doing this.
Oh, I really appreciate you saying that. Yeah, as much as we can kind of get into the heads of these authors when they are writing, in their time of their life when they're writing, I found a lot of inspiration. We look for inspiration everywhere, and then when I started listening to Tennessee Williams, it just connected with me, so I went with that.
Yeah. I've seen Glass Menagerie before. Well, obviously I've seen it before. Sure. I didn't like the one I saw before. It's the same story as this one. Sure. But the thing about it was because of the actors. I noticed how much the actors really add to the show. Whether it's the mannerism, the poetry to it. Just the way they speak. And you guys are fantastic.
Oh, that's very nice of you. I have the great opportunity to have kind of two different Toms. I have a Tom in 1937, then I have a Tom in another time that we don't know where he speaks more poetically. And I'm able to indulge in that poetry in those monologues, but then in the scenes, I'm able to be this kind of a live wire. But you know what I had found when I studied Glass Menagerie in these rehearsals that I found that I hadn't seen before was how much love there is in the play. And I think the performances I've seen before, and even when people talk about the play, they talk about kind of the resentment in the play. But I find there's not only love for his sister, but there's love for his mother as well, and that's what makes his decision so tough. And I wanted to bring that into this performance.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Oh, when they come out, they're going to see not only an American classic, a play that is one of the most famous plays, and there's a reason why it is, but they're going to see these characters really come to life. It's not going to feel like a classic play. It's going to feel very modern and very contemporary.
Just because of the way you did, just because of the research, just because of the character you put in it, I think you're the best Tom I've ever seen in Glass Menagerie. No, seriously, because again, I've never seen someone do it. It looked like I saw Tennessee Williams as a kid coming out, and he was writing his poetry, he was struggling, and I was always wondering about this guy. I even saw a little bit of the femininity you put in there.
Yes, of course. I think that's all part of who he was in 1937. Like, that's what he was struggling with. And this was really his first play. So a lot of that went into it. And I feel the responsibility of playing Tom Wingfield and the responsibility of representing Tennessee Williams. And I wanted to embody that as much as I could. And I personally connected with that. And so I went with it.
Yeah. Again, it just opened, because, I always thought, where was he going at night? Was he going to lose? No, he was gay.
That's right.
That's why he couldn't tell where was going at night. Exactly.
And in this play, they never say that word. They never even reference his sexuality. But when you think about what was happening in 1937 and who Tennessee Williams was, for me, that fuels all that stuff with him, all that hidden escape, finding who I am as a man, as an artist, but I'm not allowed to, getting out of this place. It fuels it all for me, and I took that from his life, and even though those words are not in the play, I think it's in the play.
Yeah, well, I felt that. You just communicated to me. I just love your performance. I love the performance tonight. I love your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with?
I'm Lizzie Zarepko.
And which character do you play tonight?
I play Laura in The Glass Menagerie. I find that she has her head in the clouds instead of her head in the sand. You know, when I started working on her, at first I thought that she was very withdrawn and drawn into herself, and then I realized that actually it worked a lot better when she was light and looking out and had her head in the clouds, looking at the imagination and the things. You know, she just lives on a different plane than everyone else. So she thinks about other things. She's always thinking about something, even when she's being quiet and she doesn't have very much to say, she's thinking and imagining something else.
You know how hard it is to find a shy person exciting? You know, it's very difficult, but I found your character exciting, engaging, connecting, just almost like watching a soccer game.
Good. I'm glad, because I think it's not about her being quiet and, dead inside. It's about how alive she is on the inside, and it just doesn't translate, in a social atmosphere, but that doesn't mean that she's not very alive on the inside and with her own big hopes and dreams and imaginings. So hopefully that should be engaging, even though it's hard to play. I will say it's a very hard role to play.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
It's classic. I think we have really done a solid production of The Glass Menagerie, which is just such an integral part of the American theater, and I'm so glad to have gotten to work on it, finally. I've tried to in the past, and it hasn't worked out, so I'm really glad that I got to do this. And it's just a very good example of, that time and the poetry of Tennessee Williams and poetry, but that's mirrored by hard life. It's not all poetry; it's also difficult, and it's a very good example of a memory play. And they actually created the term memory play for The Glass Menagerie. When The Glass Menagerie came out on Broadway, that was when the term memory play was coined. So it's just a wonderful example of that.
Well, obviously, I've seen Glass Menagerie before. The last one I saw I really didn't like that much, and it turns out it was because of the actors. I mean, it's the same story, obviously.
Yes.
But the actors, it is so incredibly demanding on the actors on how they do it, how poetic they are, their meter, their movement, how they connect with the audience, their driving. You guys did actually an excellent job.
Thank you. It's very complicated because, Tom, for example, is so poetic, but he also is this, dark live wire, and he has to handle both of those things. And it's funny because it goes from 0 to 60. The first scene is very normal, just a normal family having a good time, and then scene 2, it goes straight into, this horrible thing that the mother has found out. It's a hard play. We kept saying that in rehearsal. It's a difficult play, and people go, "Oh, Glass Menagerie, it's going to be simple, one set, not too many lights, one costume," but our production isn't that at all. And we found out that it was so difficult and complicated and, not the easiest play to do. So it was a great thing to delve into.
Yeah, the last play I saw, the last version of Glass Menagerie I saw, I was actually depressed. I thought, oh God, this is like, I would never want to be with this family. But then this one, it's different. It's kind of like they had a wonderful experience. Your character, she had the date of her life. This is the one person she would love to have been with. She was with him, had a wonderful time, and afterwards moved on.
Yeah.
And it looked like she, just by the way he resolved it, it looks like she was fine with it. She had a nice time, she accepted it, she moved on, and she'll probably do better next time.
Right. I mean, you know, it depends on how you think of part two. We joke about that all the time. Like, what comes next for Laura? What's in part two? And we like to believe that maybe she's going to be okay, you know. But I really love in the stage directions that were published with the original version of the play, before the gentleman caller scene, it says, "This is the climax of Laura's secret life." And I think that is so true. So it has to be this wonderful, shiny moment. And yes, she loses it, but I mean, to not be depressed, you know, you have to imagine, okay, what's going to come next? Did this give her more confidence? Did she listen to the advice that he had given her? Maybe she did, and maybe it does end up better for her. Of course, it's a difficult time. It's in the 30s. It's in the Depression. You know, two women alone. How are they going to survive? But it's nice to hope that, you know, she has hope.
Well, I love the performance tonight. I loved your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Yes, of course. You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with...
Hi, my name is Emilio Garcia Sanchez. I'm playing the gentleman caller, a.k.a. Jim, in the Glass Menagerie at Long Beach, the International City Theater. Well, Jim is actually a lot of fun. He comes in at the second act of the show, and he sort of just experiences what it's like to be in this shattered family dynamic household. And he very much straps himself in to a roller coaster, almost, metaphorically speaking, and just goes along for the ride and enjoys this family and learns more about his best friend Tom, who he really respects at the warehouse. Who, Tom, by the way, if you haven't seen the Glass Menagerie, is the actor that, or the character, I should say, that drives the piece forward. He's also the narrator of the piece.
I love you guys' performances. Actually, I've seen Glass Menagerie before. Mm-hmm. The performance I saw, I didn't like it, but it was because the actors. I mean, it's the same story, but the actors are so incredibly necessary to the story, and I just love the way you guys performed it.
Thank you. That's super kind of you. Seriously, I really appreciate that. I think that we had a really strong ensemble, and it all came together. One, extremely talented group of people. I genuinely mean that. The people that I was working with, legends in the theater world. But it couldn't have happened without John Henry, the director, because essentially what we're up against is a 3-week rehearsal process for meaty text. Like Tennessee Williams, the Glass Menagerie, this is the meat and potatoes of acting, you know, the real foundation. And you could spend, honest to God, a month rehearsing and even longer and just diving into these different themes and diving into this poetry. And we did it in 3 weeks. You know, what you saw this evening was a finished product, definitely, but something that's going to come and evolve more. A show that you'll definitely want to see again and again, because the way that John Henry directs this, he gives us the ability to play. He gives us the ability, and that's why you're seeing such strong performances in the actors, because we're playing. We have all the knowledge and all the words down, but the stuff we're doing and the interactions that we have together are brand new and fresh every night, and that at its core is like the essence of great acting. So it's just an honor to be a part of all that, really.
Well, I really loved your performance. I love the performance as a whole. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Absolutely, it was an honor. Thanks for having me.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Jenny Parsons. Well, I was just in a play that you saw, Glass Menagerie, and that was it. I played the mom.
What's your take on that character?
She's a mom. That's my take.
You know, I've seen Glass Menagerie before. I didn't like it before. And again, the story's the same. It has to do with the actors. It's so incredibly demanding on the actors. You're carrying the entire show. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't want to think about that. I'm just doing it. I'm just playing the scenes, and that's about it. Just being a mom, and mom has trouble.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
I think, well, first of all, this is one of Tennessee Williams' first works. It was actually based on his life a little bit, so you actually see the leading man a bit act like Tennessee Williams. His effervescence, his femininity. You'll see his character come out. You'll see his mother, who basically helped mold him, help sculpture him. Basically, I mean, it was just a wonderful piece.
Well, thank you very much. You said it all.
I loved your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie will be playing at International City Theater from August 22nd to September 9th. For more information, go to www.internationalcitytheater.org. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Ruskin Group Theater for their presentation of Paradise, a divine bluegrass musical comedy.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
John Root. Come see Paradise. It's a blast. The music is fantastic, and you'll laugh a lot.
And which characters you play?
I play Reverend John Cyrus Mountain, also known as the Preacher. I'm a traveling evangelist who comes to town to try to save this little coal mining town in Kentucky. He has this dream of being the preacher at this mega church, and he thinks this is the perfect town to build it in.
I look at him as kind of a caricature, kind of like well, basically there's some mega church. I think one guy named Joel or something.
Oh, Joel Osteen?
No, I can't say his name.
Oh, you can't say his name.
But basically, more exaggerated and all that. Right. You played it very beautifully. It was just larger than life.
Oh, thank you. It's fun. I mean, this is one of the most fun roles I've ever played, and so I love doing it every night.
Yeah, I'm just amazed. I haven't heard of this musical before. I mean, I love the music. There's catchy tunes there. Right. They were entertaining. The dialogue was just hilarious. Oh, I loved the characters, and they were all kind of wholesome. You know what I mean? Even though it's a caricature type of town, they were all wonderfully played.
Right. You find yourself rooting for each one in a different way, which I think is really great. Everyone in the audience can find someone to latch onto in the cast, which I love.
Yeah, and I found it hilarious, and I loved your action. You just lifted the entire crowd up, with your power, with your preaching. I love the style of the music, and I was just really entertained tonight.
Oh, lovely! Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay, once again, love the performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Nina Brissy. I've been at the Ruskin for about 6 years now. I did the original version of Paradise, played Chastity then, I'm Chastity now, and I do TV, film, commercials, and produce my own work as well.
What's your take on Chastity?
I mean, she's amazing. She is a very positive and overwhelmingly loving stripper with a heart of gold.
I'm just amazed at the quality of actors you guys had, because you were fantastic singers. Everyone was a fantastic singer, great comedian, perfect timing and all that. But also the dancing, because some of the dance scenes that they did, especially your dancing on the pole. I mean, it was like. I mean, have you ever done that
before? We did a little bit the first time. I have an athletic background, so it wasn't too hard for me to pick up, but we did have, we had someone come in for about an hour to work on it, and then we just took it from there.
But that just describes this is a wonderful piece. It was so enjoyable. It was so funny. But again, those little things that they put in, whether it be the accent, the southern accent, or maybe a gay heart's his femininity, or even your sultry yet at the same time comical movement. It was just wonderfully done.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
A hilarious musical comedy that is totally timely. It's got tiny pieces of political references, which are fun, and it's a really fast-moving hour and a half of brilliant musical comedy.
I actually wish I could come back and see this thing because it was so enjoyable. But obviously I can't because I have so many shows I have to see, but it was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again for being on the show.
Yes, of course.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with...
my name is Dave Florick. I had a great time tonight. We had a good house, we had a good show, and I'm looking forward to a nice long run with this.
Great. And which character did you play?
I played Ezra Johnson. Ezra is the sort of the oldest resident of Paradise. He's blind, but he's a sage and kind of probably knows more than a lot of people think he knows.
You have got to be the funniest person I've seen for a long time. I mean, you just say one or two lines, and I'm just cracking up, and I'm trying to pay attention to the play.
Well, that's credit to the writers, and they gave me some freedom to improvise a few times, and then once we found something, we would script it. But the writers put together a really good, strong script, and Cliff Wagner gets credit for some pretty funny songs that I get to sing.
You know, I'm surprised I'd never heard of this before. I mean, it is funny. I mean, seriously, hilarious. I mean, it's very timely with kind of the Trumpian era we're going through, and it was just very entertaining. I just loved it.
Well, they did it about 5 years ago, and I saw it. I wasn't in it, and I thought it was great. And then apparently now in this version, 5 years later, they did beef it up politically and to make it more relevant, and so I think it's great for today's audiences, especially if you're a Democrat.
Well, actually, even if you're a Republican, I didn't find anything offensive. Like even the church was kind of lampooned a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't talk about gay rights. They didn't talk about abortion. They didn't talk about anything mean-spirited. It was all just good-natured funniness.
Right. It is funny if you think that Satan coming to your town to send you all to hell is funny. No, you're right, though. They don't really make any negative or pejorative comments on things, but there are a lot of issues that are brought up in the play, and they are lampooned. You know, we make fun of it, make fun of all of it.
Well, once again, I love the performance. Loved your performance. You just a riot.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you once again for being on the show.
Okay, bye.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Kelsey Joyce. So yes, I played Luann Knight in Paradise, and this experience has been amazing. And we opened tonight, and it was such a great audience, such good energy, and lots of laughs, so much fun, great music, great dancing. It was so much fun. So Luann is a complicated gal. She is very strong. She is also very lost in a way. She is running her family's town. Both parents have passed away, running the town, trying to keep up, trying to do what her mom did, but she can't. She wants to go and find love. She wants to go play music and find her own life and find her destiny, but something's holding her back. And then this preacher comes, and she does not like him, and she does not want to do this show, and they force her to do it. She does it, but then at the end we find out, I won't tell you the end, but things work out in a good way.
I thought your character was very repressed. It's kind of like, I'm not sure if the town was keeping her down, maybe her own shyness was keeping her down, maybe her own conservativeness was keeping her down, or maybe it had something to do with her mother, that she just couldn't get underneath her shadow or something like that.
Yes.
But it was kind of she was the one who changed the most of the story.
For sure, yeah. Yes, all those factors are definitely her mom, and she's trying to keep up, trying to run this store and bake pies just like her mom did, and keep the town folk, be a presence like her mom was, and she also loved, her mom was her best friend. She would talk to her about everything, and she's not there anymore, so she's just lost. But definitely, a little sexually repressed.
So my viewers decide to come by and see this piece. What should they expect to see?
So many laughs, such a funny story. I think it's what our world needs right now, everything that's going on, and not to bring up politics, but what's going on in our society, our world. I think this brings kind of a lightheartedness to what's going on. And yeah, just lots of good music, bluegrass, fun. It's great,
I remember a friend of mine, we would come to see pieces like this, and he says, I want to see something like this because it's mindless, really funny. But actually, this wasn't mindless. It talked a lot about modern times.
Yeah.
It talked a lot about Southern culture. Mm-hmm. It talked a little bit about, I wouldn't say religion. It doesn't talk about religion at all. It talked about church more than church. I guess social culture.
Yeah.
So again, it wasn't. It talked about so many things, and it was very subtle. It seems like almost like you weren't taught anything, but you were.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the performance. I thought you were fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Chip Bolsick. I play the mayor in Paradise, a bluegrass musical. I would like to say that Paradise is the most fun work I've ever done. This is the most fun play I've ever been in, and it's silly and raucous and raunchy and hysterical, and everybody should come see it.
And which character did you play again?
I play the mayor, Mayor Gayhart Pettibone Johnson. The mayor is, well, the play is about the mayor. That's my take. Everybody else is very nice. They're good in it, but it's really about the mayor. No, the mayor is a man who is searching for who he is. He's trying to do the right thing by his son and by everybody in town, trying to save the town, and he does it in a very silly way.
Actually, I'm surprised I have never seen this musical before. I mean, it was hilarious. The songs were very catchy, entertaining, and also it's very timely in kind of like this Trumpian era of people rising up. I mean, it was just. I was surprised.
It's so timely. It is such a timely show, and you know, the truth is, it makes fun of everybody. But you notice the Trump stuff because he's currently in office. But it makes fun of both sides pretty fairly, I would say. And it is very timely. It's about working people trying to get ahead in the world when, you know, everything is against them.
Yeah, and actually it wasn't offensive either. I mean, there were some subtle jabs, but it was all in good humor.
But in fun. The jabs, there are lots of subtle, as you say, jabs, but all in fun, and we love everybody. So the play is not about, one side or the other harming anybody or making anybody feel bad. It's about making everybody feel good, and like you say, the songs are really fun and catchy, and you go out tapping along and singing the songs as you go home.
Yeah, also amazed at how hilarious it was, because I know how hard comedy is. It's all about timing, and sometimes things run flat, sometimes a different culture comes in, but this was just hilarious.
The playwrights of this play are fearless. They will go anywhere to get a laugh, but they also go places to get your heartstrings pulled, and that's what makes it special for me, is that you're laughing hysterically one minute, and the next minute you're going, oh, I love this place.
Well, I loved it. I loved your performance also.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. A pleasure talking to you, and it's good to see you again.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
My name is Paige Siegel. I can't believe this is like a dream come true. This show is like a dream come true to me.
And which character did you play tonight?
I played Sindai. She's crazier than a shithouse rat. She pushes every limit. She is tough, threatening, and she's a good time.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how many wild, larger-than-life characters there are. Every single character just explodes. They just bring so much to the play.
I couldn't agree with you more, and I think that's like the coolest part about it. I am so my character's so she's like a clown, and so I'm just trying to poke fun and with everyone on stage from start to finish. I'm just trying to antagonize everyone and try and get a rise out of everyone.
Well, my viewers decide to come by and see this piece. What should they expect to see?
You should expect to see a ridiculous, hilarious, pushing every limit show.
I agree. I loved it. It actually made me think, too. Because, again, it made me think about, the Trumpian eras and all that. Yeah. But actually, it didn't offend anyone. It wasn't like what you hear nowadays about politics, about left versus right. It was about some nice people here who are actually just doing silly, goofy things. But it actually made you think a lot, too.
Oh, my God, absolutely. Absolutely. There's some really amazing there's insight in this, but I would say any good comedy, there's messages underneath the humor. I think that's what makes good comedy great, when there's a hidden message underneath it all, that truth that lies underneath every joke, that connects us, that makes us laugh, that shocks us, that's so truthful. So yeah, absolutely, it's deep.
Once again, I really loved the performance. It was hilarious. I'd come back again if I possibly could, but I don't have any time. And I loved your performance, too.
Thank you so much. I had such a good time.
All right. Thank you once again for being on the show.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Jamie Daniels. Well, I'm an acting musician. I've been living in LA for 10, 11 years or so, and it's been a really pleasure to do the show here at the Ruskin, where I've been taking classes for the last couple years, and it's been a goal of mine to start acting in their main stage shows, so this is the first one I got the chance to do.
And which character did you play tonight?
I played Peter Martinez, the reality TV producer. Peter is a guy who I feel like is probably a little jaded. You know, he's your kind of standard, kind of, I would say, kind of douchey Hollywood producer guy. You know, he is a guy that has his own plans for his life, but never really got to pursue them. He wants to be a musician. His father didn't really approve, so he decided to join his father's business. But, you know, he's always kind of looking for an out. And in the meantime, he's just made money doing reality TV and just kind of tried to get by. But his real goal is to get out and be a musician and do his own thing.
I thought the play was hilarious. Plus, you know, from top to bottom, great performance from all you guys. You were fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun. We've only been rehearsing for about 5 weeks, so it was a quick turnaround. And the entire cast is just so much fun to be with, and we just have a great time doing it every time. So it's a blast for us as much as it is for the audience, I hope to see.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
You're going to see very goofy satire on American culture, American TV culture, perhaps. You know, maybe a little a dig on our capitalist sort of like, you know, money is everything.
Paradise, a divine bluegrass musical comedy, will be playing at the Ruskin Group Theater from August 17th to September 23rd. For more information, go to www.ruskingrouptheater.com.